So moving on to the next topic, quaternion methods for three-dimensional rotations. So three-dimensional rotations about arbitrary axis can be represented with the help of the quaternions. See, these quaternions representation, this uses the complex number representation. So two-dimensional complex numbers there. With their useful number, they are used in the number of computer graphics procedures, including the generation of fractal objects. Okay, let us see what it is with respect to an example. One way to characterize a quaternion is an order pair which consisting two part. One is the scalar part and other one is the vector part. So let Q be a quaternion. So its representation Q equal to a pair of value. One is the scalar part and other one is the vector part, S comma V. So we use complex numbers to represent quaternions. Let us see how it is. A rotation about any axis passing through the coordinate origin is accomplished by first setting up of a unit quaternion with scalar and vector parts. So these are the initial values for the scalar part as well as vector part of the quaternion. Okay, rotation about any axis which passing through the coordinate origin, which is accomplished by the initialization. So that initialization is given here. Scalar part is initialized to cos of theta by 2 and vector part V is initialized to u into sine of theta by 2. Okay, these are the initial values for this. So any point at any position P that is to be rotated by the quaternion can be represented in the quaternion notation as follows. This is what the notation of the quaternion. A pair of values P equal to 0 comma capital P is marked, capital P equal to 0 comma small p, and rotation of the point is then carried out with the quaternion operation. So rotation of the point is carried out. How? So sequence of operations are required for this. Let a Q be another kind of operation. It can be a translation. So Q followed by P followed by Q inverse is given, as you can see. So representation it is okay. P dash equal to Q in multiplication with P in multiplication with Q dash, that is rotation of the point where Q inverse which is equal to pair of value, once again scalar part and vector part, but check the sign with the vector S and minus V, where inverse of the unit quaternion Q, right? Q inverse is the inverse value of the unit quaternion. So inverse value of the unit quaternion is marked as how? The vector part you have to use the negative or minus prefix for the vector part. So Q inverse or inverse quaternion equal to S pair of value scalar in association with negative value, that is minus of vector V. Okay. See, while discussing about the quaternion, so when we take the sequence of operations, we have to write the matrices like translation matrix, rotation matrix, as well as inverse translation matrix, and so on. So when we substitute the values over there, and when we perform the matrix multiplication, we may get the terms like sine theta in multiplication with cos theta, or 2 sine theta in multiplication with cos theta, and so on. So in that cases, we have to use the trigonometric identity. So what are the trigonometric identities? Useful identities are here, it is listed. So cos square theta by 2 minus sine square theta by 2. Please remember, we are getting the term in terms of theta by 2 because we have defined theta by 2 as the factor, as you can see over here. Cos of theta by 2, that is S scalar part, and vector part is u into sine of theta by 2, right? So we will be getting the terms in terms of theta by 2, hence cos square theta by 2 minus sine square theta by 2, which is equal to 1 minus 2 sine square theta by 2, and also equals to cos theta in general. Please remember, so these identities are required for the simplification purpose, and 2 cos theta by 2 and sine theta by 2 will be substituted as, which can be substituted as sine theta, right? Fine. So these are the identities we should remember, and this will be helpful during simplification. Next is three-dimensional scaling. So the matrix expression for the three-dimensional scaling, one of the scaling is one of the type of the transformation. So for two different varieties of transformations we have discussed for the 3D model, that is 3D translation and 3D rotation. Now it is for the scaling. So for any position P, that which is equal to, so P is a point or position with three parameter x, y and z. So 3D scaling parameters which are given by P dash equal to, that is the new value or of the position P dash equal to S in multiplication with P, where S is the scaling matrix, P is the original position, right? So 4 cross 4 homogeneous coordinate representation. As you can see, the scaling matrix, recall the scaling matrix earlier for the 2D model. For the 2D model we have taken 3 cross 3 matrix, isn't it? So coefficient of x will be Sx, coefficient of y will be Sy, as well as coefficient of z will be Sz. Recall the formulas. So the formulas are, what are the formulas you have to remember? X dash, which is equal to, here I will be writing the formula, x dash equal to Sx in multiplication with x. So x into Sx, y dash which is equal to y into actually Sy, and z dash, that was for the 2D model. These equation number 1 and 2 you can call them as, and here z dash it will be Sz in multiplication with z. Check the coefficients. Equation number 1, in the first equation there is no y and z term, so no y and z term, make the constant as 0 only. Sx is the coefficient of x, mark it over here. In equation number 2 is to be mentioned in the row number 2. So y dash 0 is the coefficient of x, Sy into y, that is Sy to be mentioned over here, 0 as well as 0, fine. And it's z dash, of course z dash is Sz into z, so Sz into z, 0, 0, that is for x and y. For z it will be, coefficient of z will be Sz, right? Mention it properly. Then finally 0, 0, 0, 1 is the constant term. This is for the initial position P, as you can see, and here is the equation, right? So of course the same equations what I told you, x dash equal to Sx into x, so x into Sx, it is there here. You can go through the content of the notes what I have already shared. Okay, that is about the, fine. Once again, even for the scaling also, scaling is a non-rigid body transformation. Scaling to be performed along with the particular axis, along with any of the axis like x or y or z. So here what is to be done, see, because of some graphics packages provide only routine that scales relative to the coordinate origin, we can always construct the scaling transformation with respect to any selected fixed position. So fixed position on x, let it be xf, fixed position of y be yf, and z be zf, using the following transformation. Of course you have to bring the model to the particular fixed position to perform the scaling. So translate the fixed point to the origin, okay, that xf, yf and zf, that to origin. Apply the scaling transformation relative to the coordinate origin. Of course scaling will be performed over there. You have to retranslate it back to the fixed position or initial position. So translation followed by scaling followed by inverse translation is performed here. Sequence of operations if the model is not there on the origin means, okay. See here, which is demonstrated here. Original position is what? This is what the original position. Hope it is visible, right? Bring the model onto the first step. Object is brought onto the origin, then scaling is done. Step number 2, see, scaling, model is resized, size is increased here, as you can see. Then go back to the initial position, this particular point dot, you have to place the model, as you can check over there. So sequence of operations are translation, scaling and inverse translation. So translation of, as you can see here, translation is performed, T is performed, followed by scaling is performed, followed by inverse T is performed. So after writing the contents of the matrix, this is what the simplified answer is. So why we are getting 1 minus and so on, or you have to consider the negative values for xf, that is in case of inverse translation, instead of addition you have to go for subtraction of the constant values xf, yf as well as zf. Let us continue our discussion in the next video. Please note down the things, watch the videos repeatedly.